Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. Oh, thank God it's Friday. How's everyone doing today? I have had an interesting week. Really feeling the squeeze, which we will talk about in our open conversation a little bit later in the session. But I'm going to give everyone about 3 minutes here to join in. So come on in, sit down, relax, grab your journals, make sure we got our journals, and we will start very shortly. Please let me know if you have any questions. I have posted a couple videos on the things we go over in our sessions. And since there's no time limit in the videos, I'm able to give a little bit more of an explanation. However, in the session, since we are confined to about 30 minutes, I do like to keep it short and sweet. So if you're having a little trouble following along or you feel like it goes too fast, then check out my videos and just get used to the process. And then the whole session will go by much easier for you, I promise. Do have a free Discord where everyone can join and we can talk about our trading why. We can talk about writing out our intentions. We could talk about our journaling and just basically our psychology. So feel free to join, ask me questions. I love answering them. Yes, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining. So happy to see you all here. This is my favorite part of my day. All right, cool. So I see a bunch of people in here now. Let's get ready and let's get rolling. The first thing we're going to do, as always, is we're going to do our connect to our why meditation. So, trading in the social media space, everyone talks about their hundreds of $1,000 months. They talk about their Lambos, their fancy meals, their traveling, which is cool and all. But that's not why you were called to trading. You were called to trading because God put a gift in your heart, and your purpose on this earth is to fulfill that gift. That gift does not include working an 8-hour workday every day, 5 days of the week. What that gift includes is self-mastery. So as we master ourselves, we can extract money from the market so that we may live our lives full of freedom. That is the promise of our trading journey. So take a moment now, put your feet flat on the ground, which is something I always forget. I love crossing my legs. Maybe give your legs a little stretch before putting them flat on the ground. And we're just going to take a moment here and we're going to relax. Relax into your body. Relax into your mindset. And as we relax, what we're going to do is we're going to locate our mind. Once we find our mind, we're going to find the little white string that connects our brain to our hearts. Take a moment now, find that string, and connect to your heart. As we connect to our hearts, what we should see, or at least what I see, is a green glow, and I can visually see my heart in my mind. Good job connecting to your heart. So now that we've connected to our heart, what we're going to do is we're going to live out our perfect day. New York market session is over. You just made $3,000. Great job. Now, what are you going to do with the rest of your day? Take a moment now and visualize that day and really live it in your mind. As you're going through the motions, what I need you to do is to really feel them. As you visualize and those feelings come, what we can do is we can breathe in through our nose to allow those feelings to expand. We want to take at least 30 seconds living in those feelings. So take the time now to connect to those feelings, and I'm going to count. You enjoy. You're doing a great job. We're halfway there. Keep going. Perfect. Good job. Thank you so much for taking that time to connect to your heart and to connect to your why in trading. This is one of the most important things that we can do, because as we meet the market every morning, we have the chance of great emotions. Whether we feel invincible because we just took a win, whether we feel sad because we just took a loss. Those emotions are what hinder our trading journey. So the more we can connect to our heart and the more we can connect to our why, the more we can tell those emotions to go away. Because we know we've envisioned our bigger future. And those tiny emotions in the moment don't matter. So thank you for taking that time to connect to your why. And take a moment now to come back to reality and pull out your journal. Don't do it too fast. Just take your time. Flip through the pages. See all the journal entries you've made. This is your progress. This is your data. All right, so if everyone has their journals out, woo! Okay, we're gonna start with our date, as always. December 19, almost Christmas. Market journal. So I say this always, but we always have new people joining us. So I'm happy to say it again. What we're going to do is we're each going to have our own journal that we use only for journaling. Pre-market, post-market, you can keep them in the same journal, but make sure you have a journal for all your intentions, all your thoughts, and all your feelings. While it can be tempting to have our journal on our computer, I will be honest that when we're working with our heart and our feelings, the best thing we can do is feel as we write. So our energy flows through our hands. Energy comes out one and comes in the other. So as we use pen and paper and feel everything with our hands, we're actually solidifying more into our brain and more into our body, our goals, our habits. Also, it's very nice to just have a journal that we can just hold and touch and use, because flipping through our journal is much different than scrolling through pages in a Word document. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's begin our journal exercise. The way we journal here is very special. What we do is we work with our subconscious mind in order to trick our mind and body into believing our intentions have already happened. How we do that is by writing our intentions in the past tense. So we write them in the past tense, and we also add a little secret spice of gratitude, which allows us really to ward off that scarcity mindset and bring in abundance. The more we're grateful for who we are, what we have, and what we've already accomplished, the more we can ground ourselves in future accomplishments. So take a minute now. Actually, I'll give you about 3 minutes. Take about 3 minutes now to write all your intentions out in your journal. It's very important that you don't think too hard on this. The first thing that comes off the top of your head is perfect. Now let's get to it. Okay, good. I'm done mine. We'll give you all about 1 minute here to finish yours. If you have any questions, post them in the chat. I'd be happy to help you with your intentions. Writing in the past tense can get tricky sometimes, but the more we do it, the easier it becomes. I promise. All right, cool. Everybody done? Yeah! All right, we're going to go through mine. A pre-market journal. I am so grateful for my trading plan. It's allowed me to consistently extract money from the markets. I am so grateful I've consistently invested in my trading mindset. I can see my progress. Woo! That one is 1000% true. I am so grateful I had the patience and awareness to have waited for my A+ setup and to have executed and honored my stop loss and take profit. Great job. The intentions actually are really quite simple, as you can see. A lot of days I find I do write out this same intentions, but there's nothing wrong with that, because ideally, as consistent traders, our intentions should also be consistent. So thank you so much for taking the time to journal with me. What we're going to do now is our prayer. So we're going to have 2 minutes. The first minute, you guys are all going to pray in quiet. So you're going to take that minute. You're going to offer yourself gratitude, not only for setting out on this trading journey, but for how far you've come and for the success that you've made. So take this time now, please, and offer gratitude and appreciation to yourself. It's very important. I'm going to count for us. Perfect. Thank you for taking that time. May you feel fulfilled in your heart by offering yourself gratitude. Now, I'd like to start by saying thank you to me and thank you to you for showing up every day on this trading journey and investing in the freedom that trading can offer our lives. You are so capable and you have so much support. Trading can feel like a very lonely journey, but that's because you have the skills and you have the personality that it takes to be a trader. The success we make in trading is 1% every day. So thank you for committing to that progress journey, and thank you for taking the time to appreciate yourself and appreciate everything you've done along the way. Thank you. Now, We're about 10 minutes away from market open. We do have our little breathing exercise coming up in just a few minutes. But one thing I was thinking of this morning is the squeeze. I saw a quote. Oh, his name is escaping me right now. I saw a quote by Wayne Dyer. He is an amazing spiritual meditation man, and a lot of his books are very good. And he had a quote that said, "When you squeeze oranges, orange juice comes out." Now, what does that mean? What happens when you squeeze you? When you're squeezed, what comes out? Is it anger? Is it stress? Is it frustration? Or do you live in and embody trust? So that as the squeeze happens, you can take that time to ground back to your heart and know that the squeeze will not be forever. You can also know and trust that God is squeezing you right now because you are meant for more. You are meant to go through this challenge. You are meant to be squeezed in order to come out on top and to prove to yourself what you can do. In trading, no one is going to be successful for you. You can copy trade, but really copy trading also comes down to psychology. Do you trust the other person? Do you trust to always take only their trades? A lot of times when we copy trade, we find that we get FOMO when they take a loss. Or we find that we can see setups that we should take that maybe they don't take. That's why I don't believe in copy trading. I've tried it, and I've noticed what it does to my mindset. That's why building our trader skills is so important. As we face the market, as we meet the market, and we fail, that failure is a signal of how we can grow better. And in trading, what I've noticed is that our failures in trading are actually just our limitations as human beings. How do you handle emotional stress? How do you handle the stress of life? How do you handle the pressure? The more you're squeezed, the more that is made apparent. Lately, I've been finding that I am being squeezed. And as I'm squeezed and all these emotions come up, I know better. I know that if I spiral in to my negative emotions, then that really is where I allow my reality to conquer me instead of me conquering my reality. In trading, we really can't succeed by manipulating. We can't succeed lying. We can't succeed with skirting around anything. I've noticed in everything I've been successful in, the skill set that I have is enough. The person I am, the way I talk, the way that I can negotiate and bargain, that gets me far. But in trading, there's no negotiating with the market. There's no negotiating with your plan. There's no manipulating. If anything, you have to trust that that the manipulation is meant for you. So take the time and really think about what happens when you are squeezed. And not only take the time just to think about it, but notice it in the moment. The way I've had the most success noticing it is not in trading, but it's just in my daily life. So as everything gets overwhelming, as I'm pulled in all different directions, and I start to feel that, what am I going to do? That's when I know that I'm being squeezed, and this is my challenge to rise up. Thank you for listening. All right, 5 minutes now from market open, and we are going to do our breathing exercise. So uncross your legs, Samaya. Put your feet flat on the floor. And we are just going to breathe gently. So take some time, take a couple breaths, always in through your nose as I explain this process. The goal of this process is to prime our mind and our body for relaxation for market open. So as we breathe in, we are going to imagine all of the beautiful, resilient, unconditional, loving energy from nature. We are going to imagine it all filling us up. As we bring that energy into our body, it's going to take all that old, stale energy and it's going to make it super apparent in our stomach. That is where we breathe out. We are going to breathe out all that stale energy. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, breathe in for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. Okay, last one. We're going to make it really count. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out all that stale energy for 8. Amazing. I probably look super ridiculous doing that, but I don't care. I can feel all that amazing energy has made my body shine. Thank you so much for joining this session. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your trading mindset in a way that allows you to ground yourself to your purpose. As we ground to our purpose, everything else fades away. Now go off, go trade. You have all the skills, all the knowledge that you need, and you are so incredibly supported. I'm always here to support you, and I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye!